Wanna see me start the new pirate section with an awesome, heavily themed shooting dark ride? Then this video is meant for you. This is Coaster Master, and I'll be seeing you on the other side. Hi friends, this is Coaster Master here. Welcome to episode 28 of Building an Indoor Theme Park. And with new beginnings, I have some new changes to bring to the channel. For starters, this is something that you may or may not have noticed, but I have some background music playing while I'm doing this commentary. And I just think that that's a nice little touch to add in the video. And it doesn't even take all that much effort to put in, but it just makes the video a lot nicer to listen to and a lot nicer to even look at in some ways, because when there's background music playing while I'm doing the commentary, it makes my commentary sound a lot nicer than it actually is. Anyways, now we have finished exactly half of the park. Wow, that's just awesome. It's just so nice to know that exactly half of the park has been finished, and if you look at the park from the top, you can literally see a line that cuts through the middle of the park. To the left, there's absolutely nothing, which is where we're going to be building the pirate section. It's going to be on the top left of the park, and on the right, you can see on the top right there's the space section, which we just completed. Then on the middle right, there's the fairy tale section, which I wish I could add more stuff to, but I can't. And then finally, to the bottom right, there's the brain section, the section that started this whole series. So now that I've reached the 28th episode and I have finished half of the park, you may think that I would finish the whole theme park within 56 episodes. However, that will not be the case. In fact, I think it will take between 60 and 70 episodes to finish the theme park. So I think that by the 65th episode or something, I would have finished everything I wanted to do in the theme park, and the last 3 or 4 episodes, they will just be about and the next 2 episodes of episode 66 and episode 67, they would all be about giving the park some finishing touches, like a few more decorations and stuff like that. And finally, the last 3 episodes are going to be a tour of my theme park, where I give you a good tour of I think 2 or 3 sections. Yeah, 2 or 3 sections every episode, and I'm gonna give a full tour. So I definitely have a lot planned, and I do not know how quickly I can get these episodes out, especially considering that school has started, and yeah, the studies and homework are unforgiving. So yeah, you can't expect my videos to come out as fast as they used to. And also considering the fact that my Planet Coaster series is losing popularity, even though it is improving in quality. So if this video does well, then I'm definitely going to put more attention into making Planet Coaster videos. Otherwise, I'm going to focus on my other channel, India's #1 coaster enthusiast, and that's where I'm going to put my majority of my effort, because that channel is seriously struggling, and it really shows me at my best at how good my content can actually get. So yeah, if you haven't already checked out that channel, be sure to check it out. The link's in the card above and in the description. Anyways, talking a bit about the ride that's being built over here. So, fun fact, I started building this ride as soon as I finished Psychedelia. Yep, that's why in the beginning of the video, you could see me put a blueprint down. So I built the building for Tavern, which by the way is the name of the ride. I had built the building for it as soon as I finished Psychedelia's building, and I wanted to put it somewhere, but I realized that hey, the pirate section is going to be made in after I finish the fairy tale section and the space section. So, and yes, that had been in my head for a very long time. And I also realized that at that moment I wasn't particularly great at playing Planet Coaster because I just built Psychedelia and I was still fairly new to especially dark rides because I only used to build roller coasters before that. I never really built buildings or dark rides, and I absolutely never did any theming or decorating in Planet Coaster. So I just told myself that I'm gonna keep this ride unfinished, and once I start the pirate section, that's when I will put this ride back on the ground and I will finish it. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna finish this episode. Again, this episode's very personal to me, but I think I've tried to make it as entertaining as possible for you as well. So this video really highlights all the mistakes I used to make as a builder in Planet Coaster all those years back. Yeah, I can see the track coming out of the floorboards, and in some cases there was unnecessary banking, unnecessary turning. There was just so much stuff that made no sense about this dark ride. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I needed to fix about it, but ultimately I managed it and the results are pretty good. I mean, I'd never have guessed that this dark ride was made partly by a first timer. Yeah, it is very small, but I mean that is kind of the intention, because if the dark ride gets too large, I mean it would take 8 whole minutes to ride it, and that's something I don't want to do. So yeah, I just worked on this I made sure that this dark ride stayed less than 8 minutes long, and I think its full duration is about 4 minutes if I'm not wrong, 4.5 minutes. And I do think that I packed in a decent amount of stuff in those 4 minutes. So I'm quite proud of this dark ride, and I think I've given it the ending and the completion that it always deserved. And I'm just happy I didn't finish it all those years back, because it would never have been as good. It just wouldn't have been as good as this. And again, there's definitely room for improvement, but I think that a lot of the unfiltered stuff, for example, staircases where the stairs are unevenly placed, while that would be unacceptable in something like the space section, here in the pirate section it's fine, because not everything is supposed to be organized. You're a pirate after all. So yeah, I'm definitely okay with the crooked staircase, because that was kind of the point of being that just came with being a pirate. So yeah. So one more thing that I focused on a lot while making this dark ride is the lighting. Normally I didn't really care much about doing lighting. Take for example the only other track ride in the whole theme park, which I think I finished in episode 8 or 9. Yeah, it was called Feline's Revenge or something, the episode. No, the episode where I started the dark ride was called Feline's Revenge. The episode where I ended it was called something else. I think it was called Dark Ride Complete or something like that. But yeah, in that episode, I didn't really do much lighting. I mean, yeah, I did add some floodlights and completely messed that up. And I also added some area lights which just worked a lot better, but it wasn't particularly, should I say, great. I mean, the lighting, it only just did the job. It wasn't creative, it didn't make sense. It was just there so that everything wasn't literally dark. Here I've actually used lighting in slightly more creative ways, although I definitely know that there's room for improvement. I think the use of lighting over here is much more creative and slightly more varied, because here I've used different kind of lanterns, I've used torches, and yeah, that's it. But again, it's better than just having random floodlights scattered around the whole dark ride. Of course, my lighting will improve as I get more experience with this game, but as of now, I think this is just fine. Um, this is definitely better than the other flat. Sorry, this is definitely better than the other dark ride that I have made, and yeah, I genuinely had a great time building it. Normally, I hate building track rides like this. I absolutely hate dark ride building. It's just so needlessly complicated, and you're just obliged to put so much scenery. But when you had so much to work with in the pirate section, I genuinely liked building this, and that was something I was not expecting. And yeah, there's just so much stuff for the pirate section. And yeah, sometimes it was obvious that I'd run out of ideas, like using the exact same person model for every single person that sat in the tavern. Well, I guess I can't accomplish everything. But other than that, I think that I have made this into a reasonably well themed dark ride. Again, I should have added another staircase, but that would have kind of ruined the effect. I should have added another staircase where the train goes through the upper floor, and maybe I could have added a lower floor as well, but yeah, I didn't want to, and I don't think that there was any point to it. So I guess that's all I can say about this dark ride. I'm extremely proud of it, and yeah, there's definitely room for improvement, but I genuinely enjoyed making this dark ride. I think that it's definitely the best dark ride I have made so far, and probably one of the best I'll ever make, just because it's not ridiculously long. In fact, it's one of the shortest dark ride. It is the shortest dark ride I've ever seen, and I think that kind of adds to how good this dark ride is, because some dark rides, they can get a little too long. Take for example, when I went to Universal Studios. I don't really remember the dark ride's name, but it was just so long. After a point in time, I was just wondering, hey, is this ride gonna ever end? And talking about a certain dark ride that I genuinely like, it's from Dream Island, which I visited recently. I made a vlog on that, whose link is in the card above, but I strongly suggest you don't watch it because it has weird camera work, and yeah, I was just getting used to using a phone camera, so my techniques of how to shoot video were not all that great. So that vlog is raw, unfiltered, and well, there is a cool edit at the very end. And it was my first time cloning something out, but it isn't a particularly great vlog, but it's definitely worth checking out, and I think you might like it. Now, as you can see here, I'm just finishing adding men to populate the tavern, all of them creepily doing the same expression of looking around, just waiting for their drinks to come. Unfortunately, Planet Coaster doesn't have any drinks. Maybe it has them in the DLC, but I couldn't find any drinks when I searched for them in the scenery, so I guess I had to settle with this. So, yeah, this takes us towards the end of the episode. I know, it's only been 12 minutes, but no, it's been 13 minutes, but hey, how does that matter? So, now I can get you to see me play the whole target game for the first time. Well, that's all I have for you today. This is Coaster Master signing out, and I'll see you next time on Building an Indoor Theme Park, Part 29.